Okay, y'all. So the episode starts with where it left off with June and Nick in the closet, and June had just found out that Nick told the whole plan. Serena leaves with her fiance. Can't remember his name right now, but she leaves, and then they come out of. June comes out of the closet with Nick, and they're talking about what happened, and she's trying to figure out what happened to the girls. And Nick tells her that Janine got out, but he doesn't know where she is, but she'll find out. He'll find out. She tells him she really doesn't want to have anything to do with Nick at this point, and she tells him to take her back. So he does, and here's where he's trying to explain that he loves her, and she pretty much thinks he's a monster, and she just doesn't want to have anything to do with him at this point, and then they separate. Aunt Lydia shows up at Jezebel's and she sees like the blood in the showers where they killed everybody. Because at this point, she thinks Janine is dead and she's just so heartbroken. It kills me, Aunt Lydia trying to having feelings, but yet she was wrapped up in all that stuff. Anyway, so June gets back to where Luke is and the rest of the resistance, and he looks, she looks sad because everybody thinks Janine is dead at this point. And he goes, he looks at her and he doesn't know that she knows already. And so he's like, you've heard. And he said, we'll find out how they found out about our plan. And she tells him right away that Nick told them. And this is Luke's face when he figures it out, because now he's thinking, okay, so you saw Nick and you told him, and why did you tell him? And he lets her have it, rightfully so. But to be honest, though, I thought she could trust Nick too. I didn't think he was gonna tell. But I know Luke is sick of her. So next, I can't think of her name. She goes to see Nick, her, and for some reason her name escapes me. But anyway, she goes to see Nick because remember he said he was gonna get her family out. And we are now entering the villain era for Nick, because he was just so cold, but he's mad because June doesn't want to have anything to do with him. So she said, we were friends, and he's like, we were never friends. You just need me to help you, and that's why you want to be friends. So she's like, okay, I see you. Serena meets with the old hags from Gilead. And they're all being real dismissive of her plans for what she wants New Bethlehem to be. And they're really snooty about New Bethlehem. They think it's too modern. And I guess they think the way things are is working just fine. So, and Serena realizes that they're being dismissive. They also let her know that their husbands don't agree with the things that they're doing over at New Bethlehem. And Serena's very annoyed. She then, when she gets home, or not, yeah, I guess home, I don't know where she is, but anyway, she tells her fiance about them not taking them seriously. And so she said a proper wedding would make them see. So they're going to have a proper wedding in Gilead, and it's going to be this huge production, and they'll have all the handmaids there. Everyone will be there. And she thinks that will make them, they both think that will make everyone from Gilead take them seriously. Okay, so this girl that's been with Aunt Lydia, like her assistant or whatever, to the handmaids, I guess, she tells. Well, this was funny because when she came in, Aunt Lydia's still sad about Janine, and she comes in and she tells Aunt Lydia, goes, "I can't be bothered right now." She was just over it, but this girl tells her that Janine is alive. So Aunt Lydia is really happy about it, and she tells her that Janine is a handmaid to Bell, Commander Bell. And Aunt Lydia thinks this is a good thing, but we all know that it isn't. So then they get to Moira and June. And Moira, this was kind of a nice scene because Moira, even though they had that big argument, I thought Moira was going to go in on June for telling Nick, but she didn't. She tried to console her, and she was trying to make her feel better. And she was like, I get it. He made you feel safe, at a time where you weren't. And June was like, she appreciated it, but she knew there was no excuse for her. She should not have trusted Nick. And the whole Rihanna joke was funny, or it wasn't a joke, but the whole Rihanna banter was funny. This scene, she comes outside. June comes out to talk to Luke, and you could tell before she left Moira, she was like just basically going to give Luke an out with her. And he pretty much said no. I still want to be with you, and she said they both still want to be together. But I think they shouldn't be together. I don't think June really loves Luke. I think she just loved Luke, and they're together because of Hannah. But they're gonna stick it out. Look at Aunt Lydia. She just can't wait to see Janine. She's so happy because she had to take a cloak over to, oh my God, she had to take a cloak over to the Bell's house, right? Because Janine's going to be their handmaid. So she's just so happy. And she asked Commander Bell if she could see Janine, and he was like, no. And not right now. And she said, well, I'll see her at the wedding. He said, she won't be at the wedding. She won't be presentable. Okay. And so Aunt Lydia looks like this. And then she walks away. She turns around, she looks up, and you can see Janine in the window looking beaten. But Janine just looks like she taps the window and she's like pretty much telling Aunt Lydia, told you, because she told her anytime Aunt Lydia tries to help with anything, even though she didn't try to help with this, but still, this is just life for Janine. It's par for the course because look at her. She just looks like, yeah, just another day. Shock face. Oh, this was funny. Commander Lawrence came in and he was like, he told June about Nick. Basically, I don't know why you trusted him. And she said, well, you trusted him enough to make him commander. And he said, yeah, but I was selective with the things I told him. Like, girl, basically, like, what were you thinking? He wants her help, though. He still wants her help because, remember, they want to put him on the wall. So, but she's just kind of like, I can't do anything for you. Nobody's going to listen to me, But he convinces her that she would be able to still carry out a plan and do it at the wedding. So she's going to go with that. She presents it to everyone else in the resistance, and they're all for it. They got a plan. And look who's in on the plan. So she's going to poison the cakes or the food because they show her go to Serena's at the end, and Serena's sampling cakes and stuff like that. And they also show right here is where someone hands her a suitcase, and I think it's some kind of poison or something. Those right there. So I think that's what she's going to use to poison the food. Commander Lawrence knows he needs to get Lydia out so that they can because June and I guess a lot of the women in the resistance they're going to pose as handmaids so they can also help carry out the plan at the wedding. So he needs to get Aunt Lydia on a plane somewhere for something. This lady, Lydia's assistant, is actually part of the resistance. And so she's outside. At the time, we don't know it. But Commander Lawrence, when he pulls up, she goes out and gets June and Moira out of the trunk so they can go in and infiltrate the handmaids area. So that the girl that's helping them, her assistant, I got to figure out her name. But anyway, she is like rushing through the building and she bumps into Aunt Lydia and Aunt Lydia's like, what are you doing? And she said, oh, I spilled something and I was cleaning it up. But now Aunt Lydia is suspicious. And so June and Moira are hiding somewhere. So I'm thinking next episode, Aunt Lydia is probably going to see them. So it ends with June and Moira wherever they're hiding where the handmaids are. And so they're like, what do we do now? And they kind of say a prayer, but it's a prayer like we're going to get rid of all of them. And then it ends like that. But I'm thinking this is where I really think Aunt Lydia is probably going to come across them, and we'll see.